Very happy to be here. My name is Samuele. I'm a scientist at Mount Sinai School of Medicine, and I run a research lab where we study different things that I will tell you about. This is also an introduction to my lab. If anyone is more curious to learn more, I have a nice QR code here. You can scan it with your phone and go learn about the Marro lab. I also want to say that in my lab, we're specifically interested in the nervous system, which is basically the brain, how the brain works. And we use different models, from DNA to protein to stem cells, to really get to the bottom of the question, how the brain works. What is DNA? I think the most important concept of DNA is that every single form of life on planet Earth, we don't know about other planets, but on planet Earth is based on DNA or different version of it. From bacteria to plants to fungi to even extinct animals like dinosaurs, they all have DNA. It's the very rock foundation of life. Where is DNA? DNA is in every cell, right? I put a picture here of last year's visit. So this is when some of the STEAMpark kids visit the lab, and they were actually physically looking into the DNA. Because the important concept here is, where is DNA? Where do we find DNA? It's in every single cell. Our body is made of many cells. In every single cell you find DNA. Of course, you don't see it in the naked eye, right? If you look at the cells culture, we culture cells in the lab. As you can see, we have them in a plate. You don't see them. They're very tiny. You put them under a microscope, you start to see the cells. But DNA is very complex. And I have here a picture of our cells. These are stem cells, human cells. And you can clearly see that the cells are made of, I'm sure you have heard this, there are membranes that keep them together. So the purple part is the cell membrane, but the blue part is the DNA, right? So you see the vast majority, a lot of the cell body, cell components is DNA.
Samuele, is the DNA in the nucleus?
The DNA is the nucleus. Thank you. I forgot to mention that this blue thing here is called nucleus. It's huge. It's huge. Depending on the cells, but in these specific cells, you see it's like half of the space is DNA, and that already tells you it's kind of an important thing. So these are cells that we have in the lab, and we look at them. If you look at them quickly, you see, oh, there is DNA, bye-bye. But if you spend some time, and this is for 2 hours, you will see very surprising things. Things change. They are dynamic. And so let me play this movie. Hopefully we'll start. So let's see what happens.
Oh, what is the white? What's the white and the blue?
Exactly. Oh. Things are changing, right? So let's play it again. Hopefully we can go back. Let's go back. Keep an eye on this cell here. The others don't change too much, but the DNA on these cells is going to do something crazy. It gets condensed. It makes all these little dots, and then boom, split. It becomes two cells, right? And the same happens to the neighbor cells. Let's play it again when we talk. So this is to tell you the DNA is highly dynamic. It gets moved, it gets packed, and ultimately what happened here is that the cell divided. This is the base of life. When we grow, specifically you kids, when you grow, you become taller, your cells are dividing. You're making more cells. And every time a cell divides, this is when the DNA gets copied, gets condensed, and stuff like that. So very, very highly dynamic. This is the same thing. We just one picture after another, right? So you can see what happens. You have DNA everywhere in the nucleus, then it gets very condensed in these dots. We call them chromosomes. And then chromosomes are split. They go one way or another, but they're exactly the same copy, right? One thing that we always need to remember about DNA is it's a fantastic structure, because it measures 2 meters. 2 meters is about 6.5 feet, which is a long distance. This is what 2 meters is 2 dogs. One single cell has enough DNA to cover 2 dogs. And how big is this nucleus? Very tiny, 6 micrometer. And to give you a sense of what 6 micrometer is way below meters. I put a picture here. This is a human hair. This is one of our hairs, with on top I think is a carbon fiber, which is the size of a nucleus, 6 micrometers. So it's extremely tiny, right? It's not something we can see by eye. But yet, in this impossibly small space, we can squeeze 2 dogs. That's the magic of DNA, right? Like super tiny squeeze. How does this happen? I like to call it the Wool Ball strategy. That's how nature comes up with solution like this, right? How do you squeeze two dogs in such a small space? By making the bull ball. This is how DNA is wrapped very, very tightly and condensed inside the cells.